Okay, let's get rolling with part 2. So about that one take thing, well, I forgot that apparently I have a recording limit of 10 minutes, so I'll have to work around that. That's okay. I'll make the best of it. This is the first boss, which, as you can tell, is an obvious homage to Little Shop of Horrors. The Audrey plant. Got it. Before my transformation ran out, too. It's kind of cool. You can stand on the speaker, too, which is kind of funny. Here's Mark's famous, Hiroshi's famous inchworm crawl, as some people call it. He's just got such a weird crawl that he does. Nicely animated, though. So, cool. Well, we quickly dispatched that first boss. Let's move on to the second one. There we go. That's more like it. Gotta farm up some hearts while you can. One of the cool things about Hiroshi, comparatively versus Viryu, is that his bat can reflect projectiles, which is the key feature which sets him apart. Otherwise, Viryu is actually a lot stronger and more capable than Hiroshi because he can fly and shoot projectiles. But it's an interesting dynamic with the two different characters. Anyway, let's rock and roll with the second room. And it is empty. Okay. Be careful about exiting those doors. Enemies will definitely take advantage of your vulnerability. Gotta love that. Whoa, ouch. Gotta love that bombastic exploding effect. It's actually pretty nicely done for a game of that time. Okay, third room. Sorry, I'm dead. Ready for this fight? Well, too bad, because the boss is just a corpse. You don't actually have to fight him. This is where things get really interesting. Check this out. Okay. Suddenly things just got a lot freakier, no? It's actually even creepier in the US version because the music changes. The music gets really like eerie and foreboding, but this is a prototype version of the original Japanese version, so it doesn't have the music change like the US version does. I switched over to the US version really quick just so you can see a couple of differences. Here is the US version's title screen, which obviously is markedly different than the Japanese version. And here we are on the US version at the abrupt change. Compare and contrast. Hear that music change? Makes it all the more unsettling. It's one thing that I really wish the Japanese prototype had, was that spooky music. picking up where we left off in the Japanese version. So yeah, as you can tell, the game takes a turn for the seriously disturbing midway through the first level. And on to the next boss. I will give you the honor of becoming my slave. Can you guess what this is a parody of? This one might be a little harder to figure out, but it's Planet of the Apes. This is another one that got changed for the US. They changed it to something completely different, actually. In the US version, they took out those background effects of the Statue of Liberty, and instead of fighting the Planet of the Apes boss, you simply fight a pumpkin-headed guy wearing a sheet. So that's one example of something that they completely changed in the US version. Might be fun to play through the US version again sometime to completely highlight all the differences. Ouch. Watch out for those things. And when those hands grab you, it hurts. Another empty room. It happens sometimes. I think they do it just to kind of build the tension and then throw you off a little bit. I hate how the ones that are underneath you can still hurt you. Messes me up sometimes. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. In the prototype it's a question mark, it's not a pill. In the US version they changed it to this medicine capsule looking power-up. Oh yeah, also when you get the key, when it shows the key icon down in the lower right hand corner, you can move on to the next stage once you find the appropriate door. And in this room, once again, nothing. If memory serves correctly, there's actually one of those empty rooms in the US version where if you stand around long enough or jump around or something, a power-up appears. Just a little secret, kind of like jumping over the flagpole. There's not really anything over here, but that's the gate that ends the level. Once you push up on it, ta-da! And that's the first level of Parody World Monster Party. And you do get a password, both in the Japanese and the US version. And here's round 2. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into in the sewers. Here we have some fish-headed guys. I think it's kind of a parody of mermaids, mermans, because, you know, usually with mermaids, it's the fish half is the bottom half, and then it's a human half on the top half, but that's opposite. You know, it's fish half on top and then human legs on the bottom, which is kind of decidedly less interesting and more goofy looking. Whoop. And here's the first room of round 2, Medusa. I'm going to give you my, I think that's supposed to be, I'm going to give you to my Tsuchinoko, which is like a Japanese snake monster. That's the thing about the bat. You can use it to reflect projectiles, but the angle is the hard part. Oop, I have to retry this one. Alright, I went back and farmed up some more health and a Burt capsule, which actually, yeah, you can get capsules in the prototype version too. Sometimes you get a capsule and sometimes you get the question mark. Let's see if we can get rid of Medusa. There we go. That's better. I guess these are just supposed to be like alien mouths. And we have some alligators over here that throw their tail at you. I don't know if that's supposed to be a parody of, you know, how things usually shoot things out of their mouths, like fireballs and that sort of thing. See, there's the pill. It changes you into Very or Bert, depending on the version. Or if it's just supposed to be gross and weird and funny, but yeah, that's the sewer gators. Also duck and shoot, which is handy. Makes you a smaller target. And these eggs here are parodies of aliens, as you can see, like the face huggers. They got changed in the US version also. My time is about to run out on recording, so this might be a good stopping point.